Hello friends, welcome to ePathshala. I am Shagun Sharma, an assistant professor in political science in Government College for Girls, Sector 42, Chandigarh. The paper name is Foreign Policy of India and the module is India-Germany relationship. India and Germany, they have always been involved in deep cultural and historical ties since 16th century. However, Germany was not interested in India's political dominance or in economic ties. In fact, at that point of time, Germany was interested in India's wisdom. This is thus clearly visible in the fact that researchers in Germany were involved in studies in Indian culture at that time when Britain was involved in degrading Indian culture and language. Moreover, if we see now, Germany and Indian partnership is at very high levels. Now, Germany is a very active economic partner as far as trade of India and Germany is concerned. In this module, an effort will be made to analyze and evaluate India-Germany relations during the last 6 decades. In the beginning, foreign policy of both the countries are evaluated in terms of existing regional and global milieu. Here, effort is made to understand India's historical linkages with the state of Europe in general and Germany in particular. At the outset, it is analyzed that why India's relations remained restricted to Federal Republic of Germany in the first instance, that is up to 1972. Though India continues to have good relations with the former Soviet Union, yet it did not develop its ties with the East Germany. Later on, during the decades of 1970s and 1980s, India maintained goodwill with both the states. Underlying interests and compulsions of both India and these states have been examined to discern the trends in their relations. After evaluating their bilateral relations in terms of their political, strategic and economic, it has been found that their relations could not reach the expected heights as it should have. For numerous reasons, countries like China, USA and Southeast Asia remained important for Germany, and India continue to remain a peripheral state in terms of its relation building. However, a major shift in their ties is noticed after the unification of Germany. The main reasons of such change is not the unification of the states. Rather, this may have been due to initiation of the process of globalization and emergence of new regionalism in the form of European Union. Historical perspective. Relations with Federal Republic of Germany. India started its relations with the Federal Republic of Germany on the basis of British legacy. Though accredited through the Indian military mission to the Allied Four-Power Control Council, which administered occupied Germany, yet India adopted sympathetic attitude towards people of Germany in their hours of need. India and Germany began their relations on a positive note as India was the first country to formally call off the state of war with Germany, and later in November it established formal diplomatic relations. Though India recognized only one part of Germany, yet it had full faith in the unification of the two parts. However, to avoid offensive to Bonn, India did not recognize the eastern part till October 1972. Simultaneously, it is also true that despite colonial legacies of the European powers in the Third World, Germany is the only power without any colonial past on the Indian subcontinent. Rather, German scholars always projected the glorious past of India. Consequently, economic and technological cooperation between the two countries got strong day by day. As a result, industrial collaboration between the two grew tremendous. This was followed by first trade agreement between the two countries in 1950. This laid down the foundations for intensified economic aid to India in the form of credits and grants. Indo-German trade and investments had also been, to some extent, part of economic activities between the two countries. Due to increasing trade interests, both countries decided to raise the status of their trade representatives to consulates general in August 1970. India's imports from Germany had been capital goods, machine tools, iron and steel sheets and plates, machine for textile and leather industry, paper and printing machine, electrical technical goods, etc. Indian exports to Germany included mainly tea, jute, raw skin, iron ore, precious and semi-precious stones, etc. However, in terms of percentage of trade, India's contribution was not very unpressured. Besides, India always had adverse balance of trade with Germany. Private investment in India was also not very attractive. However, it should not be discerned that India-German relations were without difficulties during this period. Rather, they faced differences of opinion on number of issues, hence diverged in their foreign policy orientations. It is because due to their different geopolitical and security interests, both pursued divergent foreign policy orientations. If India was more engaged with superpowers and Afro-Asian countries of non-aligned movement, then Germany was more inclined towards the countries of NATO and Europe. Besides, though both were democratic, yet they differed on numerous political issues during their tenure. For instance, India shown its resentment to Germany on the sale of Sabre jet aircraft to Iran, which it felt might be diverted to Pakistan. India also expressed its displeasure on Germany's guarantee to a consortium of European firms purposing to set up a steel plant in China. Simultaneously, Germany also resented references to German question in the Indo-Soviet Communique of 16th July 1966. Germans, like other European powers, were also infected with the euphoria about China during 1960s, which marginalized former's interest in India. Emerging Indo-Soviet Friendship Treaty further alienated Germany from India and brought Germany closer to the United States. Thus, in the first phase of relationship between the two countries, the scenario was mixed with ups and downs. Through in the area of economic and technical cooperation, both India and Germany developed some sound bases. Yet their differences on political issues and divergent orientations on each other's geostrategic and security interests continue to exist. Future of their ties, hence, was more influenced by the exigencies of the operational dynamics of their domestic and external milieu. Relations with both Germany. This period began with the recognition of German Democratic Republic on 8 October 1972 after the normalization of relations between East and West Germany. 2 decades of 1970s and 1980s represented lean years of apathy when Germany's financial and technical assistance towards India remained a very low-key affair. However, the political relations between them continue to remain sound. However, significant beginning in improvement of economic ties between them were noticed only during the period of 1985 to 1990. In the beginning, there was not much change in the patterns of Indo-German trade. However, Britain's entry into the EEC as a full member in January 1973 and the consequent withdrawal of concessions available to members of the Commonwealth provided a fresh impetus for further growth in Indo-German trade and economic cooperation. But actual situation changed only after 1985. By 1984-85, Germany became the #1 suppliers for India within the EEC, and by 1986-87 its foremost market within the community. Since 1985, the Indo-German economic cooperation in the form of industrial collaboration rejuvenated. Now, FRG became India's #1 partner in industrial collaboration and premier supplier of capital goods for modernization of Indian industry. From an average of 56 industrial collaborations per annum in the 1970s, such collaborations have averaged 180 since 1985. This was much more as compared to the collaborations approved from the USA, UK and Japan. These collaborations are in the multiple areas of high technology, including information, space, aerodynamics, nuclear, waste disposal, reactor safety, medicine, marine, biotechnology, etc. Thus, Germany prominently figured in industrial collaborations in India. German interests in the investments also continue to remain low. It may be due to continuity of past relations as well as due to lesser overall total overseas investment by Germany. Asian region as well as India comes at number 7 in order of priority by the Germany. However, improvement in German investment in India can be visualized in the late 1980s. After a low-profile economic relations till mid-1980s and non-existence of sound political relationship, both started coming closer to each other after 1985. This is manifested through threefold activities between both the communities. Such activities were mainly cultivates between the two countries by the German India Society, Stuttgart, with branches in all important German cities, and by a number of Indo-German friendship societies in various Indian cities, with the Federation of Indo-German Societies at its apex in New Delhi. Thus, during the first decade and a half, Germany paid scant interest in India, but with the coming of Rajiv Gandhi to power and initiation of the process of liberalization, Germany was more attracted towards India. It was because there lies huge scope for economic and technological cooperation between the two, as India represented a stable democracy with abundance of skilled manpower and strong infrastructure base. Contemporary relations. Indo-German relations in the post-Cold War era witnessed ups and downs. Divergences on number of issues along with their compulsions and opposite foreign policy orientations did not brought them much closer to each other. The unification of Germany was appreciated by India in a very positive manner, as the then External Affairs Minister I.K. Gujral not only welcomed this change but hoped that it will be a major force for a better world in which disarmament, development and peace will acquire new priorities. Later on, India's Prime Minister V.P. Singh reiterated the same and expressed confidence that united Germany will be a powerful global force for peace, stability and development. It was also expected that Germany will also continue the legacy of strengthening bilateral ties with India. As a result, India starts developing closer ties with unified Germany. India was attracted towards Germany not only as a unified strong power of the Europe but also as key to its entry into Europe. Due to disintegration of erstwhile Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, India lost nearly 25% of its market of export and import. India wished to compensate its economic losses by developing relations with states of European Union. In this context, Germany can play a major role in enhancing its relations towards its future relations with European Union. Besides, India's economic crisis also compelled it to look towards Germany as major source for economic assistance. In the context of initiation of structural reform, India considered it a source of huge investment to boost up its reform program. On the other hand, Germany wanted to seize the new opportunities available in India, who was busy in opening its economy through structural reform programs. It chooses to act with the conviction that the liberalization process would endure and would open new opportunities in trade, technology and investments. For Germany to give manifestation to this idea, Indo-German Consultative Group was made as a think tank for this purpose. In 1993, an Asia policy paper was approved which assigned important role to India along with China, Japan and ASEAN. Provisions of annual visits by the foreign minister and head of government were made as part of this process. As a result, Germany reassured India for its continued commitment of economic assistance. German President Richard von Weizsäcker came to India on a 5-day visit in February 1991, along with Karl Dieter Sprenger, the German Minister for Economic Cooperation. He stressed that India could remain Germany's #1 development partner. He also recommended the new states of Eastern Germany as an investment location for those sectors of Indian industry having the competence and efficiency. The idea of Germany as a bridgehead for India to the East European export market was also advanced by German spokesmen. Evidently, a strengthened Indo-German link is expected to act as a linchpin for further expansion in Indo-EU relationship on completion of the community's internal market. P.V. Narasimha Rao paid his first visit abroad just after 4 months of his government to inaugurate the Festival of India in September 1991. This came at a time when there was balance of payment crisis. Its treasury became empty to the extent that it was forced to sell its gold reserves. But his visit was successful as both countries agreed on the formation of IGCG as envisioned in the Asia Policy Paper. But this euphoria of improved Indo-German ties was short-lived. German development policy, as initiated by Karl-Dieter Sprenger, Federal Minister for Economic Cooperation, was not conducive to the growth of Indo-German relations. Under this new policy, 5 preconditions were laid down for recipient countries seeking German economic aid. These conditions were respect for human rights, popular participation in political decision-making, certainty of law and the rule of law, creation of a market-friendly economic system, and development orientation of government activities. Speaking in the context of India, Sprenger remarked that assistance to India would be cut down by 25% in 1992 because of its high defense expenditure. Therefore, up to 1993, India remained a marginal player in Germany's foreign policy calculations. This change was witnessed in their bilateral relations after the visit of Inter-Government Cooperation Group, Helmut Kohl, to India in 1993. During his longest ever visit, that is 5 days, he carried a huge delegation of over 20 personal guests, consisting primarily of leading German businessmen to discuss issues of economic cooperation with India. During this visit, both agreed on the agenda for auction. Later on, formal visits by the leaders of both countries continued. However, much improvement was not noticed in their relations till the end of the century. Indo-German trade marginally increased from $5 million in 1992 to $8 billion in 1997, but this increase was not significant in terms of India and Germany's overall trade. Germany no more remained as principal partner in EU. As far as Germany's trade in Asia was concerned, the volume of China-Germany trade is 4 times higher than that with India. The latter ranked only 7th on the list of German export destination in Asia. Moreover, India's trade patenting remained underutilized in terms of their bilateral ties. Similarly, FDI flows from Germany to India has been very moderate, as from Mark 84 million in 1992 it reached to 440 Deutschmark million in 1997. As country-wise also, Germany's rank dropped from number 2 to number 9. Though some authors appreciate the successful working of Germany's joint ventures in India, but the overall situation of foreign investment was not comfortable. However, Germany continued to remain the second largest partner for technology collaboration agreements. Similarly, the foreign aid from Germany has been nominal and it was stopped after the Pokhran II explosions in 1998. Even Germany was slow in recognizing India's potential in information technology. The reasons for decreased interest of Germany in India are not very difficult to find out. Basically, Germany's Asia's policy was more inclined towards China, Japan and ASEAN than towards India. Germany is also busy to develop its lesser developed areas of East Germany. Issues like human rights, like other Western powers, has been a serious matters of differences between the two for some time. Chancellor Helmut Kohl has been a strong votary of nuclear non-proliferation. India's non-signing of NPT and CTBT might have created a wedge between the two. Even the track to diplomacy through the establishment of IGCG was not taken seriously. Thus, it can be concluded that future of India and Germany relationship is not bleak. In fact, it has seen various ups and downs in the initial phases. But now we can be hopeful of a progressive phase in Indo-German relationship. In the field of economy, India and Germany partnership is doing wonders. Moreover, they are also partnering together to bring a new world order, which is not a bipolar or unipolar world order, but a world where there are multiple poles, which means there are multiple powers. Beside that, Germany and India, they also have a common goal of finding a permanent seat in Security Council of United Nations.